Ha! How's everyone tonight? My name is Quinlan, Melbourne Musos, Facechook Live. There we go. Hey, scary music to start things off with. Whisper. We're back at it. Okay, in this beautiful space. Lots of things happening over there. And they might come up here and join us in a minute. I'm not sure what's going on. The set might be bombed later on. But we'll see how we go. Now, tonight, how do we make sense of paradiddles on a week like this? What do they mean? Tell me, what do they mean? So tonight's show, I'm going to split the paramadoodles up. I'm going to split everything up. I'm going to do one thing from the right, and I'm going to do the other thing from the left. I hope you got that little joke there. Lame as it was. So what happens? When we're dealing with right, left, supposed to work as a team, and there you go. Oh God, the sardonic nature of these lessons. Hello, two people out there, how are you? Okay, so what happens is that I've often said that I'm a child of my time. When I was coming up, when you needed two bass drums, you had to get a second bass drum, all that. So what happens is that one of the things when you're taking lessons from an old jazzer and all that, dear old H in the early 70s and all that, everything seems to have a bit of a jazz tinge to it. So what goes on is that the left foot gets a Guernsey. Always there. 2 and 4. Splash hats. Tommy Campbell, I've mentioned. That's who I first saw do that. Dizzy Gillespie, Dallas Brooks Hall, 1981. I've gone, what the hell is that? All that, but I have mentioned that before. Now, what goes on with this is that dear old H took me through just about every possibility of the left foot. So, you know, after it was just playing it like, from which we all know from John Henry Bonham, first track, Good Times, Bad Times. Now, while I've got that, I like my continuity, and just last night I put on a replay of the dear tribute, or the tribute I did to the dear man Neil Peart from Rush, whose first anniversary was yesterday of his sad passing and all that. And one of the things that ruled large in the world of Rush drumming and with the dear man was exactly that. So you get that. Now I'm repeating myself, of course. And so on it goes, you see. And what happens is the left helps the right. And what happens? I don't know how long I'll be doing that for. Oh boy. Anyway, but what happens is that when you're doing things like that, that's the secret weapon for both Mr. Bonham, Mr. Peart, all that stuff. Oh, Nick Cushion, I've done it again. I promised I wasn't going to say all that stuff anymore. There you have it, you see. So what happens is that the left foot is with the right hand. You see, that's what goes on. Now, I'm going to sort of delve into a couple of things to get the old conceptual continuity, as Mr. Zappa would say. And the first thing is right hand, left foot. You've got sort of like a diagonal co-ordinational thing happening, you see. So there's that. Ooh. There, Led Zeppelin 1 again. There you go. It's a little snippet of it anyway, the middle section of How Many More Times. There you go. And what happens is that you've got this going with your right hand. Now, I've talked about this at length, but I'm going to take it for a different kind of a spin, because what dear old H used to teach me all the time was it wasn't good enough to just play the beat, you know, like... all that sort of business, you see. Oh, I've done it again. Damn it, I'm going to keep doing it. Got to get that going. Now, what happens with this is that then you can start to split yourself off. You see, you can have the right and you can have the left. And what starts to happen is when you're starting to split things up, you can get a little bit of a thing called polymetrics, which I've mentioned many times on the show. But what can happen is that you start to deal with, it's a book that I wrote 20 years ago now, called Angles Around the Drums. And what you've got is, you can, let's take 4. You can have a star. And what happens is you just got one drum, right? You can have a line, which is 2. You can have a triangle. Square. Line with a square. Can you hear that little thing? If I take the snares off, you get a lovely Tommy kind of thing. Now let's put a triangle with the left hand. Oh, mind! Come on, brain, work! Hi-hat. That's what happens there. Now, if I was to put the snares on the snare, what happens is it changes the timbre, T-I-M-B-R-E, changes the timbre of the drum, because it's no longer a high tom-tom, it's now a snare drum. So if I do this, see how I'm layering up? What starts to happen then is that you've got this kind of thing where when you take away the snare like that, the tom-tom sound on its own starts to sound like eh, eh, eh. I could say 1, but I like to say better. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, be a good teacher, Chris, not yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was that? Anyway, and when I zero in on the snare drum, see? Now, accents just on the snare. There it is, you see. So that's what you've got, you see. You can start to split yourself up into different things. Now, this is the kind of land, we're getting into the land of Danny Carey from Tool. Imagine, if you will, that if you want to have a crack at it, the lead guitarist might work on your right-hand side. So he might be going... And then the bass player might be going... Left foot has a mind of its own. Chad Wackerman put out a book many years ago. Frank Zappa, drummer. Where he had essentially this, right? Rock beat, but even preceding him by decades was dear Jack DeJohnette, most famous for his ECM albums and all that sort of stuff. Done it again, Nick Cushion. He damned you. Damn your eyes. Marty Feldman. Too late. Young Frankenstein. 1974. And what goes on with that is that... what goes on with that is that you can bring in the aforementioned empty sound. Do you remember last year sometime, late last year, I would say things like, well, I did it on the show years ago, but empty sounds. And what that means is instead of having a drum, you would actually play just a cymbal with nothing underneath it. Like usually, the usual thing with crash cymbals is usually you're hearing a bass drum or something else underneath it. When you're just hitting a crash cymbal, it tends to be a tad, well, it's high pitched, so it's a tad empty, but not in a bad way. It's just its tone. Don't get me wrong with that. And so what goes on with this is that if you're actually sing along. I think you're getting the idea there, yeah? And that's what goes on there. And so, there you have it. Now, when you're actually doing things like this, if I start to get into some of the polymetric things that are famous for Tool, Danny Carey, Zappa, everybody else, you know, that sort of thing, you know, one of the famous ones is Uncle Meat, I think, on the Uncle Meat album. Drummer A is playing in 7/8. Drummer B is playing in 3/4, etc., etc. Goes through the whole band. And the saxophone player is blowing his nose. That kind of thing. It's a great track. I might play that when I get home tonight. Oh, that's right. I'm going out with the Barnett brothers later on. Maybe I won't get home tonight, but we'll see how we go. Hey! So if I get the... rim shots, Tim Colopy. I tried to tell my mate Tim just the other night on our real short conversation, 2.5 hours, Thank you, umpire. That you don't have to bash a rim shot. You can that kind of stuff there, you know, like if you're doing trad, you know. Stuff like that, you know, you can nuance the rim shot. Okay, so there you go. There it is. So what goes on with this is I'm now going to bring in these couple of elements that I'm talking about, right? In the sense that what I'm doing at the moment is I'm talking a bit polymetric, talking a little bit angles. I'm talking, I don't know, I'm just doing this for myself now. I'm talking right, and now I'm talking left. Oh, anyway, multi-layered lesson, isn't it? Okay. Thank you for sticking the 2 people that are watching at the minute. Anyway. One thing about rim shots, I've got to say one thing. If you're going to play a rim shot, because that's, you know, I've often been asked, what do you want from me? And I say, rim shots, we've got to be, you know, I've got to crack it. Crack it, brother. If you're going to have that sound, make sure you have it with the other hand as well. So if you... You don't want this, right? Rim shot, rim shot. Not really. You want it. Wow. Something like that. You want something to get your teeth into, you know, sort of something you need something to hang on to. Well, there you go, that's an oldie but goodie. Anyway, there you go. This thing every week. I have so much trouble with this thing. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm getting around to it, Chris. Come on, get on with it. Well. Now, can you hear? Can you hear that? Ooh, ah, eh. Now, left hand, why not 3s? Take that out now. Hear the snare drum. Do it again. Ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba, ra-da, ba-da, ba, 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 ba-da, ba-da, ba, ba, ba-da, ba-da, ba, 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 ba. Can you hear you've got a whole multi-layered thing happening now. You can see where it's coming from, right? So you're getting a really multi-level thing. This is not new. This is from, our most accessible thing that you could go straight off and just put on Tool. Any one of their albums, you'll hear different things. You'll hear multi-layered things happening. Anything that's polymetric or polyrhythmic. I was wearing the Zappa thing for Zappa Claws. Now I'm wearing the Revolting T-shirt and all that. I wonder what's happening. I don't know about the news, what's going on right as we speak. But anyway, and as we drum. But what happens is that with this kind of thing, it goes back to things like the drummers of Burundi and stuff like that, which I first came to know through dear Peter Gabriel, okay, when, Real World Records and Womadelaide and Womad festivals and all this stuff. And you think, where did all this music? I never knew. There you go. So what happens is you've got this kind of really multi-layered kind of drumming, but it can come from quite a simple place, really. Because if I was to sort of just play a normal rock beat, right, if I go down this track, That's one thing. Put in the hi-hat. What was I trying to do there? Ghost notes. One line for the right hand. Rim shot. Splash hat. The Tommy Campbell thing. And you just try and stay consistent. Now, when I start playing around with things like that, I can't get past one of my favourite drummers of all time is Budgie from Susie and the Banshees. Oh. And their offshoot thing, The Creatures. I was trying to hit that one. Something like that anyway. There you go. Better look at the time, haven't I? Ooh, all right, I'm doing all right. And so what happens with this is, can you see here that there's a few things happening from fairly simple beginnings. Let's just go back over it a little bit. How about if I just did a single stroke roll? Move the right hand. I'm implying 5 there. Hippopotamus, hippopotamus, no. Oh, all right. Gina Lola Brigida, Gina Lola Brigida. So that's the basis of the single stroke roll. Huh? Left hand double. That's a paradiddle diddle. Right, left, right, left, left. Made it this time. There you go. So what happens is that's really coming from single stroke roll. But then I'll just bring it down a little bit here and squares, right hand. Remember there's 4. What you can do, you can have as many as you want. In my Angles Around the Drums book, shameless plug, I have 5. But what goes on when you have a typical 5-piece drum kit? This is Delilah. Doris is waiting at home, very sort of pensive, saying, "How come you never take me out to a gig? It's always that other woman." Sorry, darling. Anyway, oh boy. And what goes on is you get your star. Okay, so line 2. rolling, 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 rawhide. I didn't think I was going to be doing that. But anyway, there's your line. And then you have a triangle. Where am I going? And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Square. And I've done that enough now, you know about that. So I've got 4 things, right? Now, you can do that with any kind of rudiment if you put your mind to it. The simplest, or the most straight ahead is, of course, the single stroke roll. But don't forget that when you're dealing with things like mixed sticking, like the paradiddles and all that, don't, I've done it again, Nick Cushion, there you go. But what happens is that if you're dealing with a paradiddle, there's 3 tiny little segments. You've got right, left, left, left. So what can happen is you can have right, left, right, left, left, you see? One, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm not counting the tempo, I'm counting the segments, you see. There you go. So what happens with that is that if you're going to get into, say, 4 drums with 3 segments, you could have right, left, right, left, 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 right, 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 left. Let's start again. There you go. You see, what did I do then? There's the start, you see. That's interesting, that's just a paradiddle. Rim shot for Tim Colopy on the left-hand side, mate. Off we go. There you are, you see? So I hope you get something out of that. So I better start wrapping the show up now. Oh, doing okay. What's happening is tonight's show is being made on a very revolting week, okay? And I've acted the goat. You know, what does the right hand do? All that sort of stuff. Oh, the right. I hope you're taking that in good grace. And it's like a perverted How Many More Times from Led Zeppelin. They call me the hunter. There it is. Ah, great drumming. Anyway, but what happens is I've tried once again to name as many people as I can. That's what this show is about, so you can go off and search them up, play their stuff. I'm a fairly regular rap for different things, of course. I'm a Zappa Tragic and all that sort of stuff, but some of the unknowns, you know, people don't know about people like Budgie, and I see Budgie and Rob Hurst from Midnight Oil as being 2 heroes of the 80s and all that, and what they could do with tom work. Rim shot, Tim Colopy. There it is, you see. So what happens is when you're working around, work your angles, work your, you know, like the pivot points and everything. I'll get onto that, but so on. Ooh, bit squished at the end, Chris. Come on. And then what happens is you've got you around the drums, you know, the coordination or grid thing. Child of my time, dun dun dun, ding 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 ding, bum bum bum. Because I've got to thank Harold for all that. He just put me through purgatory. So purgatory, I tell you, it had to be 2 and 4 off everything. Who remembers the drummer's cookbook? Oh my Lord, how many times did I go through that damn thing? Oh boy, it was like a Zen lesson. You know, no worries, Shaggy, you go off and play, you do that, and I'll be back in a minute, and all that. Now, instead of 2 and 4, play the whole book, you know, with quavers. He got me doing 16th notes once, right? So, oh, bloody hell. I'm going, God help me. And then guess what happened? The Vale the Ginger Baker passed away. And so I was doing one of the first of the tributes that we're all doing, you know, sort of thing for different people and stuff. And what happened when I'm chasing him up, Ginger's Baker's Air Force, there he is doing 16th notes with the left. I thought, you dirty bastard. Damn it. Damn your eye. Anyway, too late. But yeah, just had everything going. And then when I started to get in jazz, there's Tony Williams going. Neil Peart. Boink. And there you go. Now I'm overtime, so I better make a move. But what happens is that there we are. We've got the hi-hat, all that stuff. We've got the around the drums business. We've got a bit of a coordinational grid. I'm acting the goat with the right versus the left. It's not versus, it's with the right and the left. Like that. And you work it up. And then you can really get inside some of your different rudiments. I demonstrated the paradiddle with the 3 little segments of each one, and how you can put them around and create its own little polymeter, you know, all that stuff. And then just what goes with that, how to put it all together, doing different things like that. So without further ado, I better make a move. My name is Quinlan. And this is Melbourne Musos Facechook Live, the second one, because I did one at home last week, but this beautiful theatre, the Alex Theatre, is back open for business. For this, Alex Rocks, a few other things, and let's hope that through the year it all opens up. I'll have to have some news for you with that, because I'm going to have to find a new little place to play, because this is the foyer. And right about now, at about 6:30 or so, everyone's going to be in this beautiful room slurping on their bubbles just before they go into the show and the bells ring. I wish I had my bell symbol to do that. I don't have it. Get in there, listen to your theatre. Okay, there you go. And what happens is so many wonderful things are going to be happening this year in this wonderful place. So keep an eye out. And for the moment, I'm still Friday at 6 p.m, and I hope you like what I'm doing, okay? So there you have it. And without further ado, as I said before, my name's Chris Quinlan. Later on tonight, I will have the 4-camera shoot. I shouldn't say that. Later on tomorrow is when I'm going to have the 4-camera shoot up for you on a day or at the end of a week that has been nothing but tumultuous in its own little kinds of ways and all that. Yeah, okay, everyone hold on, okay? So that's what happens. The underlying thing tonight, it is not right versus left with all my lame jokes. It is right with left now. We're all in it together, as people keep saying, but sometimes you're not so sure, are you? So we've just got to really try and knuckle down. And anyway, I'm out of here because Mr. Barnett is right over there and he's saying, we're going downstairs for a beer, and he's bloody warned me that he's going to pinch my first one. Hey! Anyway, take care. I love you. And I will see you on the flip side. I'll see you next week, and I'll have all this up for you tomorrow. Okay, take care. Hey, I'm out of here. Oh, hey!